Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time of day it is for you. My name is Justin, cool imp, and a whole host of names. That's interesting. And we are going to be finishing this up today. However, like always, we're going to check these, see if we have anything good in them. It's how we found the random ass fastball. Now we're moving down into the actual planet side instead of just the city. Which is actually quite fun. Soon we're going to be doing the Wendigo hunt, which is the primary boss for this part of the game. But it's a fun thing to do.
Destroy that monster's heart soon. I fear my very own heart might succumb to this sordid situation. Happy to help. Come on back the next time you die.
They were never going to last, those two. I can see it in Wainwright's heart. He knew he couldn't make his betrothed happy. At least this way he will be part of something greater than himself. A love beyond anything he's ever known. If only you could see that.
She didn't call me a worm this time. So one of the things I want to point out is the Borderlands filled with a lot of monsters. So in my head, I've already plotted out Borderlands 4. And again, this is assuming I can actually get a response from those guys and they're interested in my story idea, blah, 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 blah. But Borderlands 5, like, this is how far away I think whenever I think about stuff like this. Things that require, like, forethought. I'm thinking about, like, Borderlands 5. And one of the things that I would do, because I don't think this war has come. As much as the Guardians was talking about a war, I don't think the war was with the cult of the COV. I want to say it's probably somewhere else. You keep running away, I'm going to keep chasing you down and shooting you in the back. But let's take a look at the planet that we're on now. There's probably a story here. I mean, just think about it. We have a giant landmass of a monster. It's unexplained. And it would be something that would be interesting to know what happened, where it came from. There's... I always talk about, like, the potential of stories. Like, TPS had great fucking potential. That something like this looks like it could have been a vault monster.
Yes, I have read about the local hunting traditions. Do you see a horn nearby? Often we hunters use those to announce our arrival so we aren't mistaken for an animal. Give that horn a mighty blow.
Nah, I'll pass.
So, it's welcome by combat. Ah, what a thrill. Have at it.
So you missed it last night. I got a new shotgun. And one of the effects of the shotgun is it kind of refills its own ammo.
They yield to the superior fighter.
And regularly does not use it either consumes or refills ammo. So as you can see, I was holding down the trigger.
Sure you did.
If you take a look at the fire rate on this thing, it's only supposed to be 8.5.
Help me out, will you?
But that's way past 8.5. But yeah, in Borderlands 2, this was a pearlescent weapon. It had about the same fire rate, but it was not nearly as potent as it is here.
Just in time. I hope you're hungry.
Although next year, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do community patches on all the games. As a part of the year, the specialist. Rocky Mountain oysters.
Hate it. Can't stop eating it. What the hell is that?
Kite is strength. Power. Now, what brings you to my camp?
How you doing this morning, brother?
Cursed mountain.
You have best
Come on, hurry up, finish up your story.
friend. If the cursed mountain is your destination, then the path to the Golden Shine lies behind that mighty gate. Ice the
Good morning, Argotti. How are you doing today? I'm doing fantastic. I haven't seen you in a minute.
kind of kite.
Thank you for the Prime subscription. This is my new shotgun. It is called the Butcher.
Cave known as Kasari Kabar, the dark and twisted home of the Wendigo. To find it deep within the
I'm doing pretty good. I received some bad news from a friend about a friend. She hasn't told me about it yet. But other than that, it's been a fantastic day. We have 1.5 because we're almost done with this.
That is why I came here.
Yeah.
No warrior can hunt the same quarry
Anyways, I am nearly at the end of BorderQuest. I have the rest of this one and one more expansion to do. I accidentally did them out of order. So the next thing we're going to be doing after this will be the clusterfuck. Oh, I mean Buster Cluck. Apologize. I'm also rocking a Bernie. Sorry, a Nova Burner.
By Jove, you're right. Vault Hunter, I shall join you in the woods. If my efforts hasten your journey to the cursed mountain, then I must do my part.
Argotti,
Familiar.
this is my little brother, Kermit. This is Argotti. He's one of the people that I used to work with at Whataburger. And he was the first person to subscribe on my channel. Which, personally, I am very appreciative of. I mean, Prime, I may not like everything Amazon, but the connection between Amazon Prime and Twitch has been an overall good one. Well, mostly I've been playing at night. I think you're at work at that time. If I recall, last time we spoke, you work overnight still. Or at least it looked like you worked overnights. Oh, I gotta talk to you, that's right.
That Wendigo is donezo. Can't wait to slash that bastard.
We hunt.
At least you're not flipping burgers anymore. I mean, that's how I feel about it. I occasionally go back there and, like, get lunch or dinner, depending on how me and my wife are feeling. And sometimes it's good, and sometimes it's just like, okay, well, yeah, I don't know anybody here. Like, we still have a free meal on the books because the concept of making a burger right is foreign to him.
We must pick up the trail of the Wendigo. Search the area for tracks.
Where is it? There we go.
Found something.
Well done.
Oh God, I would never work. Okay, if I were to work for Amazon, it would have to be InfoSec.
This way. This weekend, I did not expect to spend quite so much time watching.
Oh yeah, I believe it.
Possessed soon to be hubby, but such is life. It's nice to get some fresh air.
One of the,
Hope when he's all right.
I call him Wachi Prawn, but his name is Wadi, W-A-D here on Twitch. He was a manager for a while there, and then after I left, he lost his job or quit shortly afterwards. Another one of the overnight managers did the same thing. Chaotic Turtle, he streams on Twitch too. I'm thinking there's a thing with streamers and working overnights at fast food restaurants. Well, Amazon, so Amazon outside of the factory, outside of the warehouse, might be a fine job, but they need to fix their warehouse issues first.
Focus on hunting this fearsome Wendigo.
What's on your mind, Caroline?
The whole catch is that they everything in the warehouse is done automated. Maybe except for reviews, but you put in for time in one system, and if it doesn't carry over, you can lose your job over that, because the other system doesn't detect whether or not you're on the clock, and if you're not on the clock for 3 days, you lose your job. I won't be able to use the shotgun on
The eyes of a rack, but thankfully not the stench.
maybe?
This outfit is more fortified than others around here. Seems they pulled up the draw.
Because next week on Friday, starting in the morning, I'm going to be playing Wonderlands like non-stop for 2 days. Depending on what my wife says about Sunday, I might stream it Sunday. And then I'm going to stream it that Monday as well. I took off time to play Wonderlands. Okay, where's the next one? There you are.
Just getting started.
Well, I have a moment. I suppose I can check in. Gage, how's my Winnie doing?
Oh, cool. I've been to Hibachi once or twice. It can be a lot of fun.
Keep the warm ginger ale flowing, would you? I'll be back soon.
Oh, do not worry. I got this. You just enjoy your hunt.
Names, brother. Names. Hey, I'm right there with you, dude. Way too many games that I could be playing. Oh, okay. Humble Bundle, if you haven't checked it out, has a assisting Ukraine bundle, and it is a massive bundle. They're advertising the games with their retail prices. For $40, it's like $2,000 worth of games, as well as game development software. So if you go to Humble Bundle and they aren't advertising this, they're not like paying me to advertise or anything. Take a look at it. You'll find a lot of games on that list that you might be interested in. It's as soon as I get my next paycheck, I'm going to be, if they still have it there, I'm going to be picking it up type of thing.
Ah, you woke the cub.
Ah, burning them down. Well, I just mentioned it because of the Humble Bundle.
We must find this Wendigo.
Like, I'm not joking. There's like 36 games there. And a lot of them are like nice games. Let me pull this up real quick. Oh, it's got 6 days left on this bundle, so I am going to be picking this up. You have Back for Blood, Spyro Trilogy, if you haven't picked that up already. Fable Anniversary, Slay the Spire, Car Mechanic Simulator, which is one of the more interesting games. There's like Kerbal Space Program, Amnesia. It looks like the entire Amnesia series. Super Hot, which is actually a fantastic game. I played that. And a few other games that as you get further down, some of them are like not super popular. But you have like Toe Jam and Earl Back in the Groove. Which is a game that was on my list for a while and then I just lost track of it. Super Hot. Dude, that game was a lot of fun. I like how they handled their physics engine and their they did their comparative real-time movement for the progression of the game. Like, to progress frames, you had to move. You couldn't just sit there. Okay, where's these guys at? Oh, that's Hammerlock. Don't need to shoot him. I wouldn't call... Is Super Hot never seemed like a roguelike to me. I thought everything was static in that game.
Well routed, Vault Hunter. Let's get that gate open. Not far now, Vault Hunter. Not far now. Come, the Wendigo awaits.
I haven't seen Mind Control Delete yet. But I saw a few of the titles, and a few of the titles were on my list of things I wanted to get.
Stench is powerful in there. Let's go in. A rather large creature, isn't it? Or a busy one. Let us pause a moment. The hunter never goes in for a kill until he knows his quarry outside and in. In this case, in.
Oh, okay.
I've bunked with soldiers, so I've smelled worse. Barely.
The odor of seared flesh. Wendigo must burn its prey to death before eating it. Perhaps we'll find its weakness.
Look it up there again. Here we go. Ha ha ha.
That one is mostly bones. The Wendigo must feed on small creatures and also something earthy. Now I glean the truth from the stench. The Wendigo cannot find smaller prey. It feeds on the mushrooms of the forest. Our path becomes clear. We'll bait the Wendigo first and then...
Yeah, but okay, so I'm not going to get political about this, but let me point this out. Just because you're right about one aspect of something doesn't mean you're right about the whole picture.
Now, to create an effective bait, we'll need wolven meat and some local mushrooms. Meanwhile, I'll keep on the Wendigo's trail to make sure...
To put an example of it, everyone who knows me knows I'm not a Trump supporter. But he's right about the media making things up if they need to. Absolutely 110%. But they weren't necessarily making shit up about him. And that's where we get into some of these things where people want to take a minor truth and conflate it to the whole picture. So I am very much one of those people that whenever it comes to stuff like that, I will point out where the truths are, but I will be right there along with them, saying what they've said wrong. Conflation is absolutely the worst thing you can do in an argument. And you've known me long enough to know how much I love to argue and debate.
That might be, I've got a more expeditious solution. Our ghastly but hospitable proprietor mentioned a factory not far that makes a sort of mushroom tonic. Ah, the fungal brewers believe their tonics give them visions of worlds beyond. Perhaps reality is like
Ugh. This is why I avoid these subjects.
endless rooms. If a tonic can provide such splendor, I say, drink out.
You are boiling this down to sound bites.
One could lose themselves in the copper labyrinth of the brewery. But what you seek is a fixing device. Look up.
This isn't a soundbite situation.
Ah, that juicer allows the user to make whatever concoction they desire. The brewers have left their favorite recipes nearby. For your dark needs, I suggest
Garbage.
your
I messed this up.
strongest available option. Sadly, that recipe would only render the Wendigo nostalgic for its childhood. Hardly a combat advantage.
Fire water. And that's why I try to keep my channel mostly non-political.
Ah, perfection. But
It's the reason I dislike having debates on TikTok and Twitter.
come meet me.
Because not only like that, not only that you're on a cell phone, but take a look at like Twitter conversations. You have a limited number of characters in which to put your points out there.
There's one nearby.
And that's how people really want to communicate these days. They want to communicate in sound bites. It's one of the reasons I don't trust the news anymore. Because it's all about the soundbite. It's about who was there first.
Hell yeah! Well, you've been on quite the adventure, haven't you? What's up with you lately?
Oh, I battled a wizard in a contest of wits atop the spire of racking despair. I lost horribly and he imprisoned me, but luckily I still had Paul with me, so I busted out. But not before stealing an ancient scroll. The pearl of ineffable knowledge is, and I quote, waiting just beyond the veil in the wailing chasm of Tiktur Gamash. Well, looks like that's my cue. Gotta go.
I acknowledge that the platform is not a great thing to do, and it's the reason I keep it light-hearted.
Could not imagine a better hunting partner. Winnie isn't one for hunting. He's blind in one eye, you know. Good one. Looking into it sets my heart aflame. Nonetheless, we haven't a moment to lose. To the lair, Vault Hunter.
Yeah, and I have no love for any of that stuff. Because let's be honest, if an actual war does break out, it's not me and you being recruited. We're not going to be the ones drafted if Congress reactivates the draft. It's going to be some 18-year-old kid who hasn't lived their life. And even then, it's not going to be probably someone from any walk of life like it's supposed to be. It's probably going to be some poor family who gets torn apart. Not one of moderate wealth, not one of true wealth.
Hunter must hunt.
Yeah. It's garbage from the very beginning to the very bottom of it. And it's the reason I like to keep it off here. because this shit gets stuck in my head for weeks and months at a time, and I can't get it out. It's like thinking about very specific people that I've had in my life that make me depressed for weeks to months at a time.
Windigo's lair. Steel yourself. From what I gather of this creature, this will be no easy hunt. It's gone for the
Well, I've been thinking about video games.
Quickly now, give me the bait.
Well,
Give me strength, Winnie. All I do for you. Beware, it's about to charge.
so, I cannot actually damage this guy. Let's see if I can damage him with the shotgun. Not very much. So, I have a light show. And a fastball. Wow. Oh, fuck nuggets. Bunch of critical hits. Yeah, that's kind of the problem with my bot right now is that it's all fire damage. And everything down here is burning. Motherfucker. Hi there, little nephew. David. I remember names. Look at that damage! I'm actually, our friend from Live Oak, you know who I'm talking about, is wanting me to get re-involved in D&D again. And I can't say I don't want to do that. I've been watching a lot of D&D stuff recently.
The Windigo's belly is exposed. Take aim.
Bam, 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 bam. Come on. Charge at me, boy. Charge at me. One more time. I didn't say flamethrower. I said charge.
We've done it. We've done it. Ah, look at those trophies. That must be the kite. Grab them, Bryster.
Wait, the balls? That's Kite?
Vault Hunter, before we go,
I might end up picking up the core rulebook soon. There's been a character I've been wanting to play, which is basically a rogue who is a trap master. He's not a stabby. He's I go ahead of people and I make sure all the traps are disabled.
I first became a hunter, but this one as long as I can remember.
And I think that'd be an interesting character to play. In the right game, of course.
I'm no less the hunter for it. Now, I wish to be at Winnie's side. You have the trophies. Return with them to Eyster. Good luck, Vault Hunter.
Anything good in here? Nope. A Droog is a... So, the Droog here is actually a good sniper rifle if you're playing a game with no uniques or no legendaries game. There we go. Clan Emirate. I haven't played D&D in a long time. I've been playing other games. Recently I've been wanting to put together a new werewolf game. And that seems like it would be a lot of fun to do again. Go back to my Magnus setting, which is a fictionalized version of a place outside of Austin in the late 1800s. Like 1889. Or 1893. I forget where I said it. It was after the Peacemaker was made, but before it was in common production. And slash is just fine if you can't figure that out. And I ran a game with that setting a few years ago. Back when I was living at the second apartment. And the game ran for nearly 2 years on a weekly basis, and we played for about 10 hours a day. And tonight I actually have a superheroes game, or well, it's going to be this afternoon. Lost Tribes, who runs the game. His name is Jerome, and he said his name on stream many times, so I have no problem saying his name. He accidentally double booked himself for dinner tonight. So we're going to see if he wants to play it early in the morning or early in the afternoon. And then that might be when we do our game. When Jerome came to me and said, hey, I'm going to be running this type of game. Are you interested?
Those tainted souls never dared to slash with me before.
And I forgot how much I enjoyed it, like being a player. Because the last few years I've always had to run the games. And that could have been fun. But Billy soured my taste on it for a while. With his dumbassery.
Kite acquired. All yours.
Yeah, because Dad can't move it on his own anymore. I know.
We will use the Wendigo's fiery kite to melt the ice that stands in your way. Place the kite there, and you'll soon be back on the hunt.
Can I get it first time around this time? Or yay, first time around.
This is true kite, Guido. Ha-ha! Beyond is the past.
I feel like Guido is the same thing as Gaijin.
Many have gone, but none come back.
I'm gonna kill some people, so I'm gonna find exactly what I seek. Oh, another level. Let's go faster. So the problem with getting so many levels right now is that soon the levels are going to outstrip my weapons. And I don't want to have to do a grind to get higher levels so I can use equipment that works for the level. It's kind of a catch-22, but playing it on normal mode, I'm still receiving almost the same amount of experience. I'm only receiving 20% less. That's not technically how it works, but whatever. Playing on Mayhem 1 gives you 20% extra experience. So if we take a look at it, what we actually get is 20% extra experience, 20% extra iridium, and 100% to our loot drops. Which is why I'm getting so many legendary weapons. Wonderlands seems to be solving that problem. I am so waiting for Wonderlands because the end game looks a lot better.
Good. Good to know.
And I am super jealous of all the like 100 plus streamers, 100 plus viewer streamers that are playing it right now. Like, we have not seen K6, Jolts, any of those folks in well over a week. I almost applied for a review copy just so I could play it earlier. I would have re-downloaded Vegas to my computer and edited together a video. So, Gage is actually one of my top 3 Vault Hunters. And it's mostly because of her backstory. Her backstory is literally, she made Death Trap to stop bullying. Yeah, I refuse to pay the scalp prices as well. Eventually.
There is no sacrifice too great for the one you love. If I must destroy the last vestige of our past to stop you, then
So she builds a death machine in her garage casually. And whenever she takes it to the school fair, because that's what it was for, it kind of killed her bully.
Big old security turret. This looks promising.
Yeah, and I won't buy them. By the way, more real life stuff she's talking about. So legitimately, redundancy is something you see in technology a lot of, and it's always worth talking about. Ooh, look at that fire rate go! Oh, there's more over here. Let's see. Where did Sark go? Oh, it's down here. Yeah, that's... So, what happens with things like that is they don't make double off of it, but they rake in the commissions.
Hurry up and refuel. We got asses to kick.
I refuse to pay scalp prices because it's only going to encourage it further. It's why I'm not against pre-orders. Because pre-orders prevent shit like this. Okay, come on, Justin. No! But I thought Walmart stopped dealing with the scalpers because of that one specifically. Okay, come on. Yes! Anything good in you? Nope. I already knew there wasn't going to be anything in there. Yeah, when I think about redundancy, I think about it in not just the mechanical and the electrical sense of it, but give me a moment. It's chillier up here than I expected it to be today. I might be getting sick. Which means I may not go. I probably won't go grocery shopping tomorrow. I might make my wife do it. Fucking Torg.
Anyway, keep on toward the research ship, Vault Hunter. We need to find a piece of that heart.
Mission update! I am stuck in a vortex of impossible geometries and unnameable colors. I'm gonna call that one Glarf. Ooh, I think I see the pearl up ahead. Well,
Okay, so this pearl is actually
anyway, that's
awesome.
I'll update you again soon. Just kidding.
The actual pearl of ineffable knowledge is fantastic.
Rude, right?
Most years I get it first because of how potent it is. Like with a shotgun like this, it's not as great. But like with the Nemesis, where you have a more controlled shot, that damage builds up. Every successful hit increases the damage until you hit the, I think the cap is 15. And then you do 70 plus 75% damage. It's powerful.
Hey, pretty sure there's a wedding present around there. Get at it!
Aha! I did it this time.
That's from Tanis. Her letter says, warmest greetings. I believe that is how you're supposed to start a correspondence like this. Plus, you will need warmth due to the frigid climate of the planet you have chosen, which is why I will not be attending. I do not want to be cold. Also, I find weddings terrible.
I wish you could understand what's at stake here, but our bond is so far beyond your comprehension. How far would you
Oh no!
someone you
Mind controlling a creature and forcing it to become another creature. Yeah, that's a real strong bond there.
Mary's looking real rough right now. She started like, kissing? Oh, it's super creep-tastic.
Hi. Bye.
Oh, you keep doing you, buddy.
Oh, I probably should have Iron Bear out. Iron Cub, I mean. Hi, Cannon. Bye, Cannon. And not Nick Cannon trying to start some shit with Eminem to get him on his show. That popped up on my YouTube within the last few weeks. The whole Nick Cannon versus Eminem stuff. I forgot how bad those tracks were. Sitting down and rewatching something like that just like made my days, like gave me a big old smile on my face because that shit was hilarious.
Nice! Now get into that ship!
I just want you to come on while and out. Actually, I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna grab a decongestant. Yeah. Okay, yeah, it's this way. Isn't it? Yeah. I'll probably start... If it's just allergies, I'll start feeling better here in about 5-10 minutes. Okay. This section. Do not glitch on me this time around.
Alright, now you are gonna have to do a little hacking to get me into the ship's systems. Then I can check the logs and track down where they kept the piece of the heart.
So. Technically what we're doing in this section is hacking. But only by the bare minimum definitions of what hacking really is.
Here we go. Hacking. Super good at it too. Hack. Lady hack hack. Computers.
Okay. I guess I gotta send Death Trap up to help you. I don't like being away from him, but he's the only way I'm getting into the system. But we don't have time for him to fly all the way up the mountain, so you are gonna have to access the onboard digistructor so that I can send him up to you. Now listen, babe, you got this. Just be careful up there, okay? Now go. Go before I change my mind.
Personal log. I don't think I can keep my secret from Eleanor anymore. The experiments have proven successful, but I'm experiencing some
Side effects.
I know what it's like to have a robo bestie. I'll take care of him, Gage.
Make me proud, babe.
Gage also always reminds me of an episode of Futurama. Okay, where we at? There we at. Hi. Don't think your armor's gonna protect you. Same thing for you. I haven't drinking coffee in a few years, actually. One of the guys that I used to watch his shit every day. Actually owns his own coffee company with a few of his friends. Because they realized how fragile the actual streaming world can be, and
In there and do your
you gotta make passive income.
Nice one, babe, I'm in. How about I just go ahead and cut power to the engines real quick? There. Okay, that should keep you guys from melting for the foreseeable future. Death Trap, I'm uploading schematics to you. Take the lead.
I imagine it's through this door here that opened up after we killed everything.
So I'm kind of hoping Eleanor left a clue.
Ho, Vault Hunter! You know, I was thinking, the lodge is rather dark and drab, and, well, it could use a little flair. Be a dear and hunt down some monstrosities for me. We'll mount their gruesome heads to the walls and give this lodge a more festive spirit. According to my local guidebook, it's good luck to kiss your love beneath the head of a cuckoo-jack, which I believe translates to terrifying bug monster. Go at it!
And it's dead.
Cuckoo-jack. Cuckoo-jack. Looking forward to seeing it mounted on the wall. Cuckoo-jack.
If I drink coffee, I'd probably be more interested.
Personal log day 100 and something. I've lost track of time since Vincent was consumed. I can't sleep.
This part. Hurry up.
The others won't understand, but no one matters except myself. Make any sacrifice, cross any line if we can be together again. I need a large amount of power, so I am blocking access to the reactor core to keep the others away. I won't stop until I've saved him.
The reactor core. Makes sense. She'd need a ton of power to work on the heart.
Yes, the reactor cores. So many times it's a reactor core.
Take control of my own ship from me.
What do we got here?
She's reactivating the thrusters. Ooh, that ship is gonna crack like a rack egg. Man, I wish that crap was here. I get so stressed eating an omelet right now.
I won't let you destroy the life we've built here. You will not take it away from us, and you will not sever our bond. You're going to die on that mountain.
This shotgun is broken. Oops, there we go.
Hey, me again. Stop worrying about me. I know you were. I escaped the vortex with the aid of a helpful gnomish creature called.
Now, Gearbox, this was the meanest thing you could do. You gave us hope that Claptrap wouldn't return.
He got me out, and I'm sure there will be no long-term ramifications for my actions. See you back at the lodge.
But I'm about to get one of the best objects in the game, so one of the best artifacts. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Hi. You know, if you wanted to live, you should have just stayed where you were. Is Death Trap out there fighting stuff? So, technically, you don't have to kill everything you come across on this section of the game. All you have to do is get to the gym, plug the gym, jam it into the Death Trap. However, the game will occasionally have Death Trap do its own thing like it was doing. Yeah, it's being fussy. Which means I'm going to have to leave here and kill everything. Now, I'm not opposed to killing everything. But I just kind of wish I didn't have to. Yeah. So much for going fast. You're dead. So are you.
Get dead, scrub.
Bye. Bye, you too. You dead too, Yowler? Oh no, you wanted to be another one. We good? We good.
There it is. Damn, I haven't seen a fusion reactor that old in, well, ever. Grab that heart piece, Vault Hunter.
No! You defile us! You are unworthy!
Oh, man, she did not like that. But screw her anyway. Shove the heart piece in Death Trap's eye. Just ram jam that thing in there. That's the technical term.
Okay, I'm just gonna shove this in your, eye hole. Please don't murder me for it.
So, if my usually always correct calculations are correct, to use that laser, Death Trap is gonna need a super mega buttload of power. Again, technical term. When fusion reactors power into him, he'll light up like a mercenary day tree. Well, minus the heads. Alright, babe, get in there and juice up! Vault Hunter, guard Death Trap while he does his thing.
Like I said, Gage is one of my favorite characters because of the way she behaves.
I've kept it intact all this time, and I control when it's destroyed.
Yeah, about that.
No. She's shutting me out of the systems. She's taking off all the safeguards. The reactor is going critical.
Go on, wriggle if you must, worm. It won't make a difference.
Gotta slow down the reaction. Dump the it's not doing anything. Disengage the tritium fuel.
Oh, I was talking about this the other day. I think it's funny.
Hell up.
So we all know Steven Seagal is this like really used to be like an actual good action star, kinda. He did a movie a few years ago where they used a very specific type of I forget what it's actually called, but what you do is you encase something in a chemical solution, and then you let it harden up, and then to get it off, you have to use the right chemical compound. If you use the wrong chemical compound, it breaks and destroys whatever's inside of it. It's an old school method of
Sorry, Gage.
protecting data. Because like old school, like
I am so
1200s and before then, and I think it was even during the original Renaissance. You had a lot of people who did things like that in canisters with passcodes on them. If you try to open it without having the correct passcode in, it would break the capsule, ruin the parchment inside of it.
Is to die along with them. Go, my bonded champion.
And I was watching a review of this really bad, shitty Seagal flick. And, he's like, that is the worst technobabble I've ever seen. And all I could say is, but it's correct technobabble? Like, I think he's reading it off of a script, but he's technically right. Now, why someone would do that for what they did is a different question altogether.
better luck next life.
I'm not running out of ammo.
Oh, hell yeah!
What? He's okay? He's okay! Okay, now finish off those friggin' mutants! He thinks he's invincible. Show him what that laser can do, babe!
Enjoy your hollow victory.
Ooh.
Matter. My beloved will
Ah, Tangled Stone.
I feel him growing stronger every
Prideful Trainer, and another stone.
simply tell
Really?
come home.
Booyah! High fives all around! Do not leave my boy hanging!
2 stones.
I say, Vault Hunter, I don't mean to pressure you, but Wainwright. His demeanor is rapidly declining. He's been shaking rather violently against his. Bond.
Ugh. And we are actually coming up towards the end of the game, the end of the DLC already.
Stepped out rather suddenly, but there are wicked things afoot in town. Perhaps you should stay here, where it's safe.
Safe with me.
I lost you. I was so worried. Then you disintegrated all those guys. How you feeling? You okay?
And again, the reason I'm doing is just to skip past the dialogue. The one thing I would always say that I would make about these games is a skip dialogue button. But the question became, how do you put it into how do you put it into a console?
This should help you in the fighting.
Is it a good pearl of ineffable knowledge, though?
Alright, I think the cult has Wainwright and Hammerlock at the venue. Let's move, Vault Hunter.
Now, go get our brooms back, recruit. I'll stay here and guard the lodge.
Won't be necessary. The lodge is under my protection.
Yeah, but I'll guard it anyway, just in case.
So, for every consecutive hit, damage is increased by 1% up to 15 times, and then it adds 90% afterwards. You're going to see me go down a lot more now, because I'm not having a whole bunch of healing, but you're going to see me killing a lot quicker. Because if I'm correct, it goes by if there's a hit on the trigger pull. Not a hit per pellet leaving the weapon. So as long as my understanding of it is as long as a pellet hits, it counts.
Get here, we're burning a path straight to the venue and getting this wedding back on track. No mercy, no prisoners, no RSVP.
Again, I love Gage. Compared to so many other characters in the game, she is allowed to show weakness. She's allowed to show joy and fun and pleasantness overall. It's so refreshing to see after what they did with Ava. Now, like I said, I will complain about Ava till I'm blue in the face. And if you've listened to me since I begun doing BorderQuest this year, I've talked a lot about Ava. But they were trying to replicate Gage. They were trying to replicate Tina. And the problem is that she wasn't allowed to show weakness. And the only time she was allowed to show like a really, really weak moment, they cut. Why did they cut it? Why did they cut this great moment of showing how the character is grown? How the character is growing? It's just one of those things that have always like really frustrated me. Because I think Ava could have been a good character. But they fucked it up on the writing. And that's the reason I decided to do like I did and actually like say, hey, look, I want to write your next Borderlands game. Because I don't believe for a moment that they just arbitrarily said, ooh, let's make Wonderlands. People like this game. No, they were probably working on it when they found out that the engine for Borderlands 3 was going to work and said, okay, let's do this. Or at least that's the way it comes across to me. They said the engine's going to work, let's start working on this. So they got a part of the team to break off while everyone else was making the DLC to start making the to make Wonderlands. Kamehame Death.
You cannot break this barrier. It is the power of Gideon itself. You are beaten. Can't you see that? But I
Yeah.
your misplaced
But okay. I've gone about this all wrong, or not all wrong. Well, I've said this before again. All the enemies have it all backwards. So one of the things I like to point out is you can make an argument at the beginning of the expansion that this little planet doesn't deal with like vault hunters on a regular basis. So they don't know who's a vault hunter, who's not a vault hunter, right? But once someone pulls out the shotgun that doesn't stop shooting, they've got a Ursa-Core mech with them. I think it's okay to say that, yeah, this person is probably a vault hunter. It's probably a good idea to go ahead and
pain? What have you done?
made it feel pain. But it's one of those moments where you can go ahead and firmly say, yes, absolutely, this is a vault hunter. Let's not fuck with them.
Them off your back while you get in there and save our group.
Like, seriously, at what point do you say, okay, that's enough for me?
By this giant monster. I'm delegating. This is what being a wedding cleaner's all about. Get going.
Now, let's find this heart.
I may be of some service. The halls of the venue are a nest of secrets. For now, you must travel deeper.
So the question becomes, if we would have never shown up, would all these creatures still be here? Or are we still on the same night that,
Should you find yourself blocked, perhaps inspect the menagerie of faces on the wall. You never know what might be staring back.
Right?
oh, went up and didn't need to. Bye. Here we go.
That ghastly thing seems to be missing an antler. Perhaps if you restore it, you will find a surprising passage. Yes, that should clear the way. Just keep an office in the venue. They use it frequently. You will find what you seek near at hand when you sit where evil stands. Some say hidden switches are going out of style, but in my opinion,
Nothing good.
Oh, that's so gross. Everything is meat.
These two were actually a really good farm a long time ago. Like when the DLC first came out, these guys were the best farm.
You're done.
Because they actually had a really good dedicated drop to them. Meh. Okay.
A crow in flight, blood dark as night, a midnight chime, a hand of slime. A crow in flight.
Yeah, I'm getting to a crow in flight. There are three other options to work on there as well.
Village just started shaking. Whatever you're doing down there, the monster doesn't like it.
Yes, I know. I'm inside of it.
It's over here.
Now, this is a place you don't have to fight everything.
Winnie, stop this! You have to fight back!
That's quite enough out of you, Worm.
I'll have you know.
You do not have to kill a single thing getting up here. And I say have to, but you probably should. Dead. I'm not going to kill you, but that's alright. You, though.
Now, where were we?
Now, what I'm using them for is just the faster travel.
Also to you, my beloved Vincent.
Githyan's renewal is also ours. You and I, my darling, we are eternal. Our worldly troubles shall break like waves upon the rocks.
Whatsoever stands in our way, it shall
I'll
be
be shattered.
Whomsoever stands between us, they will be destroyed.
Yeah, I doubt that.
I love... My beloved, I think I'll toy with them for a little while. It will be such fun.
I don't think that that's the actual answer you're talking about.
No! I'm not done with them, Vincent!
Yes, you are.
You have all the fun now, can I?
Pop your crystals.
Fair enough. I'll sit this round.
Come on, pop your crystals.
The heart! You must destroy the heart!
Now, just to point out, I don't even need to destroy the crystals. With this shotgun, I'm still doing plenty of damage just with that alone.
You know, dear, we're always stronger together, aren't we?
Of course, beloved.
They can't keep us apart any longer. Let us finish this as one.
With pleasure.
She burns a lot easier than you do.
You let such a worm defeat us.
Ooh, let's see. We have
Mama Bear's
an old god. Okay. We can skip this cutscene. Another face puncher.
I'm not well traveled in this region, but I did my.
We cannot skip any of this.
covered in viscera and otherworldly goo, to bring these two together. Wainwright, do you take this man to be your husband?
Damn right I do.
Hammerlock, do you take this man to be your husband?
Without hesitation.
Indubitably.
Yes.
Then, by the power vested in me, by a night school certificate in mech upkeep and maintenance, I pronounce you groom and groom. Now smooch, you adorable bastards.
And throughout Borderlands 3, with every single skippable cutscene, there is one that is not. Personally, I don't care about the kiss and all that stuff. That's all, whatever. But it's stupid to have this one scene unskippable. Mind you, that is a personal opinion, and I think it's weird. I think it was supposed to like shove it in the face of people who didn't like the fact that they were gay. Okay. I already got the level, yeah. So, okay. We're going to return to Sanctuary, and we have one more DLC to do. And that is, let's see, what is the last DLC? Flustercluck. So we're going to come over here. Because this shotgun really is doing pretty damn well. Oh, we do have a... Where's the shotgun ammo at?
Good to go.
Okay. And then we're going to come up here, and then we're going to finish up the last DLC. What's that one?
Crystal, will you?
Oh, takedown. I'm not doing takedowns.
Pandora is rich in
Natural resource.
Raving lunatics.
I have long sought to discover what makes them tick, but all too often it ends up being a bomb they have eaten. This time, however, I have found the ideal specimen who won't explode. For this experiment to work, we will need to travel to a psychically neutral area of space. I have marked one on the galaxy map. Bring Sanctuary there, and we can begin.
What am I currently wearing? I think I'm wearing a Nova right now. Yeah, a burner. Oh, look at that change in the shield amount.
What goes through the mind of a psycho? Usually something rusty and sharp. But what about their thoughts?
So, Krieg is a DLC character from Borderlands 2. You get to play as a psycho.
Hello! I am speaking to you by way of my custom brain link technology. Patent denial appeal pending.
Huh. Not exactly what I was expecting. Tannis, you sure this is the right spot?
I doubt I made a mistake. I do not usually do that. Why? What are you seeing?
War for the little fly!
Wonderful. Never question me again. Now, see if you can make contact with Krieg's inner consciousness. We must find Valhalla.
Slavering jawbones rake fury across the trembling maw. Barrels of gore lie built upon a slaking ground.
This right here could have been actually, like, this would have been great as, like, a little side mission. How long can you survive?
What? But playthings tasted with the ripping shreds.
I don't know who you are, but you're not gonna survive my friend here's welcoming party. But I've got a place we can talk. Come on in. I'm just on the other side.
But back and forth cutting where the good wore thin.
Sorry about all that.
All right.
The madman pretty much runs everything these days. The rest of it will be in here.
Now, the reason Krieg is the way he is he finds out about Maya's death. Something that's hinted at
Yo, I'm Mose. Was Krieg back
even
there?
in the basic content of Borderlands 2 in the DLC for Borderlands 2
I'm the part that remembers.
is that Krieg actually has this inner voice in him. And whenever he tries to say something sweet to Maya, it always comes out as the psycho language. Meat bicycles and shit like that. And because of that, this made this content super fun because you actually have these conversations where Krieg understands Psycho Krieg.
Slice you through the ears.
And it's such a casual conversation about this. Now, the reason you're seeing me save and quit again is because this is a large part of the start of this DLC is those two talking. You see exactly where I did it at. It's after the check mark. So one of the things that speedrunners found for Borderlands 3 specifically is that you're able to move along
What
in this
do I
do the
with
save
this
quit
crazy orb?
as long as there's a check mark there. So like right now, take the orb. I have to wait for them to go down there. I forget if with the walking, if you save and quit, if they automatically appear where they're supposed to be.
Give the baby its milk bone.
Huh. That's an old memory through there. Or at least it was before this guy had his way with it. Hope you're up for some weird stuff, Vault Hunter. Alright, man.
Castle Crimson. This is fun. So the main story of Borderlands 3 is, you could call it one of hope, but it's really a downer DLC. It's really a downer game. Mind you, this is a matter of perspective.
Hey, I remember this. Lilith sent us on a mission to assault a COV stronghold. Listen, you're probably in for a pretty violent ride here. You should gear up. There's a chest over there. Check it out.
Starving for the butcher's call.
Ooh. What do we got?
Excited to get that
A
buzz.
monocle. Nice.
Janice, is this
A
legal
dead eye.
in the
Not
real world?
nice.
Oh, yes, they will remain perfectly functional, so long as you constantly concentrate on unbelieving in their non-impermanent anti-existence, naturally.
Garbo and Garbo.
In fact, considering the Psycho's fixation on war, I would expect Valhalla to be brimming with all sorts of weaponry. Something to look forward to.
Well, guess we better get to it. Go on, no point in turning back now. Find that buzz X.
Okay. And this is where things begin to get insane. And it's why this DLC is
Whoa,
fun.
Okay then. Lot to take in here.
Yeah.
That's exactly what I was talking about. You are the worst. Letting our mind go to shit. I have very different ideas of fun. Rip the organs from their flesh pockets. Okay, he's really excited to start looking for that buzz X. Let him know when you're ready.
Oh, I forgot about this stuff.
Flesh horn! The flesh horn must blow!
Totally with you, man. Anytime I see a flesh horn, I'm like, that thing's gotta blow.
I'm a 10-year-old at heart.
Centric. Alas, such is the fleeting nature of memory. Did you know that our minds reconstruct our memories each time we recall them? Much like children playing echophones, whispering messages into each other's ears, the memory distorts itself with every recollection. It seems the mind of a psycho amplifies that distortion to the nth degree.
I really am just like a 13-year-old with my humor. Whee! Alright, side quest. Don't care about side quest.
Cub is popping off!
That must be the, flesh horn. Looks like he's giving you the honors.
Oh, I passed it. Yep.
Now to see if the castle returns the call.
Rivers of Viscilla and Slugrot. Wait, did that actually take damage?
Battle to them.
That's just what I was thinking.
Hi, guys. Oh, hi. I'm that guy. I just wanted you to boost my speed. Alright. Dead. Who's next? Ooh. You're next.
Howling mad at the suit skull! Smash and shatter! Shatter and seize!
Yeah, that's a spirit. I think.
Yeah, I remember now. He used to seal these own weapons.
Bye.
Sweet. Catapults are great.
That gate's gonna need another shot before it falls.
Now, something else to note. This actually fills out that they actually have been fighting the Children of the Vault for a while. It hasn't been just a one and done type of thing. And we get to one of the funnier moments in this one.
You lack the esteem of an individual, and I petition to reclassify you as a scab.
He said you're a skag, dog.
Caw-caw!
We cannot allow a brigand of substandard intelligence into the Crimson Raven. Perfunctory.
Perfunctory.
Whoa, calm down, man. This obviously isn't real. Don't start a fight.
I am the crusher of whip-crack lacerations.
Can this indubitable barbarian even procure language?
Yeah, learn to talk.
Oh, dumbass. Caw-caw!
Let us bludgeon him.
Ubiquitous. Oh, wow. Ooh. Okay. See, Brick is the hard one. Mordecai just teleports around, and you can actually just kind of dodge his stuff. And dead. Lovable rogue. And a prompt critical.
Need that buzz axe. Well, look at this sleepy asshole. Wait, this might work perfectly. Let's just watch this.
Corrosive oaf at the gate.
Please collect more data on the repeating brainwave.
No! The coroner wants the full stock!
Get your one.
He needs to be bigger. I guess we can feed him. See if you guys can find some skags nearby. These guys will eat anything.
Fascinating. Creek seems to have internalized his fears of being rejected by his fellow Crimson Raiders. I can relate to that myself. I often suspect that people are intimidated by my superior intellect. But I content myself with the fact that I simply do not care.
Alrighty, next. A loogie. It'll be a skag. A behemoth. Ooh. I did not know that the iridium covered chest was down there. Are you literally blocking? Okay. Do 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 do.
Killer cub cutting loose.
Oh, there they are.
Come on back.
Alrighty. Whee! Dude, I'm so hyped for Wonderlands next week. Days off to play.
So, where do I, how are we doing this?
Flesh raw for the gaping maw.
So, like, just shove it in the old neck hole.
Gobsmacking chomp down.
Huh. Really thought that might wake him up.
Wreckage.
No, not yet. I think we can do a little more damage with this one.
Blast rods for the Z-Man.
I was just thinking the same thing.
That is the scary moment right there.
Yeah, that'll work.
Wow! Castrate the sheep.
Well, down the hatch. Or in the hatch, anyway.
They were thinking on the same level, which shows that he's actually not that much different from Insane Krieg. Woo!
Away!
Now, something you might not have noticed.
Come on.
Whenever that hits, they actually widened the door. The frame widens.
Dude, you can't shoot down the moon.
Crack the shell with a hard place.
Okay, you heard the man. Shoot down the moon.
Oh, I've always wanted to shoot down the moon. Hanging in the sky like that. Mocking me.
What game are you... Is that, Oh, sorry. Need to shoot the moon. Sorry, just had to casually shoot down the moon.
That, you sky bastard!
Okay, I can admit when I
That
was
was wrong.
wrong. Go pick up the moon.
I'm guessing that's in GTA 5?
Beyond the pale. Get it? Because the moon is... No, you know what? If you do not get it, you do not deserve to get it. Now please, carry on.
And see, again, I talk about how characters besides Ava are allowed to have these weaknesses and flaws and openings. That's one of them. Tannis is genuinely, in that moment, saying, you don't deserve my jokes if you don't get them. And there is something that is absolutely amazing about that. Because it shows, despite... Tannis is not... And I hate using very specific types of phrases. She is neurodivergent. Probably has some levels of autism, and definitely not normal. Not by any stretch of the imagination. She really doesn't have the sanity streak that most people have. But if you've been reading the echo log, if you read the echo logs for her from the first game,
Now I guess we loaded up with...
the moon. you recognize that she has a hard time communicating with others. And that, whenever that happens, it so shows that not only does she care what people think, but she's getting used to being around people, and that is something that opens her up as a character that says, I am more than just being this kind of crazy borderline psycho. Because she does tend to have sociopathic tendencies, and they kind of wear that on the sleeve of the character is, and in that moment, and in several other moments, you see that she isn't just heartless. You see that she has these thoughts and feelings, and she wants to be accepted by the other raiders. Another little side quest.
I am detecting a malevolent presence, similar to the evil Brick and Mordecai entities you encountered earlier. I cannot ascertain the source. And again, it may simply be some malevolent gunk on my equipment.
See, and she goes right back to not caring. Tannis is fundamentally a flawed character, and the game is able to treat her like that.
Never send an animal to do a human's work.
Call me MC Dali. Okay. There's a path up, and I probably messed it up. Oh, there is this down here too. Okay. Okay, we should be able to go up here. Iron Cub? Little douchebag? Up. Here we go.
You're just a weapon to be thrown away, Krieg. Too dangerous to be around real people.
This isn't how she spoke to us.
Not a boom, an endless blade.
You're a beast we let off the leash when we need to destroy something. None of us care if you ever come home again.
Now, I've often talked about, whenever I do this, perception versus reality, and this is the ultimate version of that. This is the in-game conclusion of how people see things versus how things really are.
I sent you away to die, but I guess I have to play.
Apparently, the Redux mod, which is, they actually made one for Borderlands 3. One of the things it includes is no immunity phases. To make farming easier. Which means I've probably seen a lot more games with Redux on it than I thought I did. But again, right now, I've got a weapon that's essentially the OP. Ooh, we got something, we got something, we got something. It looks like...
Whoa.
Prompt critical.
What sharp thing is next?
Come on, it's in here. It's easy to think they hate us, but you remember what really happened after that mission, right?
Clotted gutters!
Here, I'll show you.
Perception versus reality.
There you are. Come on, we're headed to Moxie's. Next round's on me.
Yeah! You ain't gonna wanna miss this. Me and Mr. Tord are gonna arm wrestle. Last time, we broke the tape.
I got 20 on Brick. You want some of that action, buddy?
I wanted to say thank you, to let them know they'd made me feel at home, and I'd never be able to repay them for that. But what I said was...
Straight through the anus!
Hell yeah! I love this guy.
And that's the reason he sees Brick as intelligent
You remember now?
and Morty as stupid.
They see who we really are.
Fragile things.
Good. We got what we needed. Let's head back.
Ooh, what do we get? We get a Super Ball. Do 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 do. Yeah, I'm not gonna be using the Super Ball. Da da da. Da 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 da. Do 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 do. And then there's extra missions to go back.
Go on and give the Buzz Axe back to the statue.
Ah! Splitter for the gargantuan!
And then to save time, we save and quit. Now, I know we're just exiting and reloading the game, but save and quit, whenever I use it, it's because I used to do that a lot when I ran Link to the Past randomizers. And so save quit was always something it's just kind of what I got used to calling it.
One step closer to Valhalla. One step closer to freedom. What's next, the gauntlet? What fresh madness are we gonna have to survive to find it? Where's this?
The whipping races! Reclaiming the jewel!
She's...
Yeah, so Maya's death hits Krieg probably the hardest. Because his sanity is wrapped around his appreciation and his love for her. Hence the name Sapphire's Run.
Yep. Where...
And we have a complete crash again. Congratulations, Borderlands 3. You've done it. Ugh, so aggravating. Yeah, I bet you the moment the Wonderlands embargo drops, we're gonna see a ton of all the big streamers, the big Borderlands streamers, suddenly pop back up and going, "Hey guys, guess what? I get to play early." Would you like to see Wonderlands? I've learned a lot about the game over the last week and a half. I just see it coming. She hasn't said anything to me, so I'm not going to say anything to her. I wonder if a few letters and a whole bunch of numbers is an indication that a bot has followed me on the Ticker Talker. I wonder if that's enough for the YouTuber bots to pick this up. Oh, wow. Either I have a lot of lurkers in here or a lot of bots, one way or another. Thank you for being here. Alright. So this, depending on how the robots treat me, may be less about the butcher and be maybe more about the light show.
There she is. But I don't understand. I can't get to her.
Pretty blue lady.
Everything else might be rack shit crazy around here, but at least he didn't change her. She looks just like when I saw her last.
Hey, big guy. It's been a while. Come say hello.
Maya. I know she's gone, but she seems so real. Just
Again,
like I remember her.
this is the reason Ava failed as a character.
What is that?
Every other character is allowed to have a personality. They're allowed to have flaws. Ava doesn't have any. Other than just randomly getting upset at people, she doesn't really have any, like, definable flaws. It is the most annoying thing about her. The cutscenes that were cut, and I'm guessing that there's more than one that was in the original script.
The coal fire was the horseman. Of course, the train. That's where we met her. And he thought it was taking her away. This is my fault for letting him run amok in our memories. Look, she dropped her book. She never goes anywhere without it. Pick it up, we might need it.
Krieg. Don't let me go, Krieg.
No, I know.
Come on, we have to go after her. Grapple with the long shot bloodline.
Roger, look at that. I am detecting a huge spike in neural activity across the board. It would appear that Krieg is capable of remaining focused when it comes to Maya.
Yep.
Krieg. Use my book.
Where? How? Please, Maya, guide me.
No matter
So,
how far apart we are, Krieg.
this is why I think characters matter. We're not at the light show yet. Light show is part 3 of this DLC. The third act, you could call it. The reason why this matters is Krieg is no longer a
To be on his same personality. I fear the fragmentation of these memories will force me to leave them in the brain with the less stable one. I don't know what the effect will be on him, because if not for our memories, what are we? Gray matter and neurons and viscera. Oh, and don't forget all that water.
Rumble? Rumble.
There we go. This is what I'm actually looking for.
You do not wish to stand in the way of science, do you, Vault Hunter? You may try again.
But whenever we take a look at character development, character growth, actually I got into a huge argument on TikTok about this, which is to say, I posted a comment saying, I find the Naruto character, the majority of Naruto characters better developed than the majority of One Piece. To which people were like, well, you haven't watched it, so you must not know what you're talking about. No. I can read it and still know what I'm talking about. And how their growth all is based around one person. Luffy will come through as long as we do our part. What I completely fucked up, that's okay. Luffy will save us. So I don't think that there's a lot of character growth there. Other people absolutely disagree, and that's their prerogative. Although Naruto basically abandons every female character besides like 2 or 3, they always like to, whenever you're talking about this with people, they always like to use that as the example of, well, what about Tenten? Yeah, the pig got more screen time than her. What of it? So it's one of those things, and whenever I think about like this game series, and other game series has similar problems where they just don't.
We have to catch the train, but the only way forward is up there. Figure out how to switch the tracks.
Your characters can't be constantly perfect. The reason I personally dislike Ichigo as a character is although you see him occasionally get cut or damaged or wounded, his growth always comes back to the same thing. Someone takes him away for X number of months, he comes back, and now he's powerful. So powerful that he curb stomps whatever boss that they're fighting.
Explosives. Explosives could work. Just a spitball.
Funny, that's what he would say. Maybe everyone needs a little madman in them to survive.
Well, this looks like a mining camp. There should be some explosives around somewhere.
So, I also pointed out that best... Ooh, and the one phrase that I've grown to loathe in these debates. This is peak, man. Don't you get it? It's peak.
Come down from there, you lunatic. You're gonna explode.
Oh.
I don't know exactly what the rules are in here vis-a-vis, death.
Nah, he's good. We die in here all the time, actually. It's kind of nightmarish. Snap the wishbone!
As you wish.
This moment is great, by the way. Gotta respect the guy who takes his job, his love to explosives, to the ludicrous extreme.
Well, that was an insane solution to a crazy problem, which is probably about right around here. Let's keep moving.
Look, the train's acting. Whatever weird means for a giant
evil monster train thing. But it looks like that must be its lair.
Right, a train lair. That, tracks.
Right along with the bad jokes. There's a reason I like this DLC.
Everything in its power to prevent you from recovering Krieg's memories of Maya. I guess it goes to show you can never trust a train, ever.
I see something. You're not ready.
Oops, I went one thing ahead. There we go. Yeah, you can skip a lot of the fighting in this particular DLC. One thing I'm glad of is the train never comes from behind. From above, sure.
Well, only one way to go. And hey, it's just following an
angry anthropomorphic brain train into a strange portal, right? Once the
Invited us into her family. Gave us purpose. Now she's gone.
Pretty lady?
Don't worry, buddy. We'll find her.
Don't stop now.
I won't.
We have to keep moving. I'm not gonna let that thing take her. The memories are all I have left.
Which is why I like this DLC. I talk a lot about Tiny Tina and the Assault on Dragon Keep. Whenever I play that particular DLC, and there's a reason why. Whenever you're dealing with mental health issues, especially if you are one of those folks like myself who it isn't like a once in every 6 months, once every few years type of thing where a family member dies and you feel sad for a few weeks. And I'm not undercutting that by any stretch of the imagination. I'm being a little hyperbolic though. Dealing with depression constantly is a challenge unto itself. And fighting against it is a hard thing to do. So what a lot of people do is they hold on to the good memories. That way they can keep it going forward. There's a few other things that can do it for me specifically. But I maintain that we should always be trying to push forward and trying to adapt to the situations. The whole catch here is that he's dealing with the death of a loved one.
Maybe I can help.
And he's not necessarily dealing with it in the best manner.
I do not believe I have ever uttered this monosyllabic exclamation before, but, Maya's powers are manifesting themselves through her book, almost as if she does not want to be lost.
And,
My limited understanding of human emotions,
yeah,
I could see that Maya meant quite a lot to Greed. This is a rather
he doesn't know. Well, this also gets into other aspects of mental health, but Krieg, the psycho part of him, doesn't know how to handle the loss of something that actually stabilized them. So the sane part kind of retreats because the sane part knows what's expected of someone in grieving. And so, this is how... This, I think, is a very good physical representation of it. I know that other people would definitely argue with it, but I think it is. When I think about my own type of guilt, because this feels like guilt to me. It always did. Not just loss of love, but guilt. That you couldn't be there to prevent something from happening. It's feels like a good representation. You have something that is not stoppable with your mind or with your bare hands.
That did it.
That just tears through everything. And I mention this because I have done very few things in my life that I regret. And one of them is, no one blames me for it, but I blame myself. My wife actually gets a little annoyed at the particular subject. But because of that, what ends up happening is this is not a bad representation of how I feel. A force you cannot control running amok and tearing apart everything of yours. Even the baseline perceptions of reality of what is and is not.
definitely a metaphor, but what could it signify? It really makes you think. It does not
Yeah.
make me think, of course, but I am assuming it does make you think. Vault Hunter, my readings indicate an instance of the repeating brainwave is nearby.
So, as much as I've said this before, and then I'm about to jump off the subject because I don't want to feel sad today. If you are feeling sad, down, like you can't keep going, suicidal ideations, please reach out to someone. There are national telephone lines for suicide prevention. There are just people out there who will listen to you talk. And help you deal with this type of stuff. Not everything has to be stigmatized. Not everything has to be treated as if it's a bad thing. You make more contributions in your life to others than you think you do. And it's one of the harder things for me to get used to because I am an entirely a selfish person. I've acknowledged this many times before. Such as taking off several days to play video games because I want to play a new video game. So, please, if you feel like you need help, reach out to somebody. Anybody.
Hey, there you are.
Just do it.
Waiting for some backup? What took you so long, big guy?
You dropped your book back there.
You hang on to it. I got a feeling you might need it more than me. That thing's gonna be back any second. You ready for this?
However, fighting a giant train going through interdimensional space is awesome!
Say that. Let's do it.
I got your 6, Maya. Scrubs out, Cubs out.
Let's see which one's doing more damage. Oh wow, this is doing significantly more damage than I expected. It's probably because I'm doing constant damage. Damn! Okay, wasn't paying attention. That one's my fault. Are we gonna get the Free Willy moment? Come on. The Locomobius. Ooh, got a legendary. What do we get? It's an anointed legendary. We got a plus ultra. 25% to absorb ammo and increases action skill cooldown for several seconds. Ooh. With the reflect, we're gonna switch over to the plus ultra. I've never actually used this shield.
Where are you going? Maya, wait!
Iron Cub's out of juice.
On to brighter subjects.
The gauntlet. Whenever we had to defend ourselves, I always imagined she was by our side, protecting us.
Hey, wait a minute. Where are you going? Don't you want to come with me? Train's leaving the station, big guy. Last chance.
I remember this. told her we had nothing to offer her. We'd been out there on our own for so long, just fighting to survive. And that's when it happened. She heard me.
There's more to life than just survival, you big dummy. Don't you have something worth fighting for?
And in that moment, I realized we did.
Universe of yeses!
That's the spirit.
Love at First Massacre.
You said it, man. She's the only person that ever gave me hope. She still is. I wish I could take her with me when I leave, but anyway, let's head back.
And again, this is a very, very good DLC. Personally, it is one of the things that I utterly enjoy about this entire DLC. And you can see we're actually moving through this one pretty briskly. This one is shorter than the others. Hands down shorter. Compared to like the other ones.
All right, we got the gauntlet. Statue's almost complete, then I'm gone for good.
Spikes for the striker!
We're just gonna check the vending machines again. So excited! Like, no joke, I am ready for Wonderlands. Gonna shoot some things with some missiles, and I'm gonna get to play a Dragoon.
Just need the mask, we can get into Valhalla.
Let's see. I'm actually not using that many grenades anymore. If you haven't noticed, there are weapons in this game that break it. What was that? Oh, just a Widowmaker.
Mask says we have to go back to where it all began, where he and I first
Met.
acquainted.
The needle man cometh! All aboard the pain wagon!
This one might be a little rough for us. Go ahead, Commander.
Ever you're ready.
Are you sure? We haven't been back since...
So, the question becomes, and this is basically what, at least I feel like this is what the game is supposed to be questioning here, is were the psychos created, or were they already predispositioned to be psychos?
Are you still there?
Yeah, man, I'm here.
Sorry, it's weird. I can't see you anymore. It's like I'm blind here. But keep going. I'll try to help as best I can.
Now, this is actually the last DLC I would have done because I was planning on doing these DLCs in release order.
Strapped down.
Hyperia. That's right. I was there to do a job at the lab. But they caught me. Took me away from...
A balanced breakfast trough!
No, I... Damn it. I had it for a second, but it's gone. Hurry. I remember being wheeled in here, guarded by those yellow metal bastards. The doors only opened for them.
Monster mashup!
Yeah, he's right. You gotta build your own bot to get the doors open.
Okay, these are doing enough damage. Hi, you.
You are well off the beaten and bloodied path, as the saying goes. This region of Creek's mine is shrouded in a sort of fog.
Come on. You're almost dead. You want to finish dying for me? Whee! They have done... Like, some of these DLCs have been really fantastic. I don't care what anyone says. Whoever wrote this one... Ooh. What do we have here? Oh, another lovable rogue. That's okay. Riot Mofo, are you sure this is the hill you want to die on? Executive Convergence. So, just real quick, I want to show you the Convergence. This has been said to be one of the... Ooh, and it's, one of the... Oops, wrong weapon. One of the best, shotguns in the game. Because they pop out and pop back in. You can see the difference in the damage that's being done. Granted, this is also doing radiation damage as well. And that radiation damage is king. Ooh, and we get another run at this. One key. One key's the loneliest one.
Reconvene the metal chorus.
He says you'll have to build our bot in front of that security camera so it recognizes one of their own.
Subject inert. Possible programming error. Entrance denied.
They're not buying it.
I am the meat maestro. Open bestiality.
It's sesame, you meathead.
Exact extraction.
Still not buying it.
Go take the nail-biting lesson.
I can't fault your methods. I guess sometimes smashing things is the right move.
Now, annoyingly,
Those doors.
this particular section does that a lot. Teases you with the red chest and makes it disappear on you.
Sure I did. You gotta get him free, but I'm not exactly sure how to navigate this place.
I can penetrate the cheese holes.
Sorry, cheese holes?
What he said, I guess.
Stop the fire!
So in reality, we basically have two more bosses. Like two more bosses, not like the mini bosses we're going to be facing here and there. One is the boss at the end of this section. Motherfucker. And the other is the Super Psycho past him. The one shown in all the trailers. Now, what's interesting is that that type of Super Psycho will be demonstrated in the Wonderlands with different characters. There's supposed to be secret bosses that if you solve a puzzle, is the way that they're describing it, along the way, you'll be able to get to these special bosses and they are similar, or at least from what they're describing, they're going to be similar to the Invincibles. Not like perfect Invincibles from what I understand, but we haven't had any hard data on it yet. Oh, I've got to actually kill everything over here. Okay. And again, I should not be doing nearly as much damage as I am on these guys. But this shotgun is busted. And one of the reasons why I got even more busted is because I'm hitting them multiple times. And I'm getting those max stacks off of the pearl as quickly as possible. And that one just walked into corrosive shit. That's his own damn fault. But you can see all of a sudden that damage spikes up. It's because of the pearl.
They electrified all the gates so we wouldn't come near them.
Cheese hole! Cheese hole!
What's with you in these cheese holes? Oh, unexpected teleports suck.
Where did you... Oh, there you are. I'm having enough difficulty tracking you within this region of brain space without you spontaneously teleporting everywhere, all william-nilliam.
Sample pulled from this round of trials another reject. Society.
The cells. Those decrepit pits Dr. Benedict locked us in before.
Salt your beaten eggs!
No, I have to remember.
Now,
What are they doing to this guy?
perception versus reality.
Just playthings. Just meat. Those monsters working for Hyperion, supporting this nightmare, they'll pay.
Now, mind you, the only reason I can, like, tank through shit like that is entirely because of how much I'm stacking damage up.
These tests are truly barbaric. I should have expected as much. Hyperion's research standards are so abhorred by the galactic scientific community that the chairman of the Board of Unethical Experiments and Forced Mutations gave them a rating of 3 thumbs down.
And people miss that joke. That joke went over so many people's heads. Where is number 3 at again? One, 2. Oh, that's right. It's behind one of those things, I think. Nope, that's back out of here. No. Oh. Okay, that one's been shut down. There we go.
The quieting of bells.
Too late. He's gone. One of the lucky ones. But the experiments are over. That's something.
Through the cheese.
Hi, Sway Sway. Nice to see you in the chat. Welcome. We are finishing up BorderQuest, my annual playthrough of all the Borderlands games, from 1 pre-sequel, 2, and then 3.
Begin to imagine the horrors Krieg must have endured here. Oh, yes I can. Note to self. Begin list of horrors.
Dig deeper till you reach bone.
Is it this way? I play through all the Borderlands games at least once a year. Typically, I do it towards the end of the year, instead of towards the beginning of it, to kind of keep it around the same time frame. But this year, I moved it up so it can coincide with the release of Wonderlands, which, when it comes out next week, I will be playing a lot of. Like, Sunday will be the only day where I'm not probably playing it all day long. But I've recently picked myself up a butcher about 4 or 5 levels ago, and it has been carrying me. Even in here, where I should not be gang carried with a fire shotgun, it is still carrying me all the way through, which personally I can appreciate. Oh, it's getting double healed. I was wondering why I wasn't just, like, burning through them still. But, this is a really good DLC, and I talk about it a lot, along with Tiny Tina's Assault on Dragon Keep. People love the Tiny Tina DLC for Borderlands 2, but a lot of them don't, like, dive into it. And this is another one of those ones that can actually be dived into and thought of as less as one part art, not just entirely just ha ha ha, let's have some fun. Or at least I do. Maybe it's because of the way that I perceive games that have these type of messages in it.
Vault Hunter, my readings indicate an instance of the repeating brainwave is nearby.
I'm good without working on the repeating brainwave. Let's get Iron Cup back out. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Yes! Okay. And I still have to secure the area, but I like getting these guys down first. But as you can see, between this and the Pearl of Ineffable Knowledge, yeah. I'm also rocking a Plus Ultra. So I am getting some Sorbus Shield, some Reflect, some absorb some Reflects. But as you can tell, the weapon just like tears through everything. Nope. I can't hear you over the sound of me being awesome. Shit like this fucked with my mind. I still think it's kind of interesting that Tannis is so disconnected from humans, she dates her inanimate objects. And then her imagination is powerful enough to actually believe that they're cheating on her with them. Now, the turrets, which have AI, I can believe. But unless the other equipment, the chair, is sentient, no, I don't think it's cheating on you. Hi. Bye.
Aggression and violent tendencies are well above galactic baseline. About compared to the planetary average. Work here.
People often forget that essentially Tannis is a smart psycho.
Death was their only chance at peace. I yearn for it too. That bastard
Okay.
Benedict
There we go.
kept me alone.
Alert. Breach in prisoner processing sector Gamma. Dispatching automated security.
And you can always tell when the Pearl takes over. It was a lot like dealing with the V-Shield once it got full charged back up. You can tell what was actually doing the damage. It's not the fire shotgun. It's the Pearl. Down.
Watch that gas make the others
Down.
into drooling, cannibalistic monsters. But it just made me feel small, weak. I just wanted to hide and wait for the pain to go away.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
Back to the churning chaos!
It is a testament to Krieg's indomitable will that he was able to survive these trials, even in the face of such blatant disregard for life. Perhaps he has something to teach us about the resilience of the human spirit?
Where are you? Where am I?
A bloody shot descending!
Aw, but we were just getting started.
Signs of psychological schism continue to increase. Multiple personalities are manifest. Disturbingly, some subjects have manifested the same personality despite being kept in different cells.
Nope. Not messing around with you.
This is inconclusive. Recommend destruction of current subjects and acquisition of new test pools. Preferably all from one location for homogeneity.
Bye. I keep using that line over and over again because some of these guys just annoy me. Okay, come on. Almost got you. Come on. Like, non-badass hot loaders, I'll take down with the shotgun. But if it's a badass, I might as well just switch over and save myself the, basically waiting for it to happen. It's like, even now, it's easier to do that than to sit there and fuss with it. There we go. Down. And actually have to reload the weapon for once in a while.
No way out. There's no way out. I can't. I couldn't.
The tea party!
Is that now? Is this where that happened?
And it's interesting. Perception versus reality. Sane versus Psycho. Sane doesn't know what happened here.
Crunch the bones and scrape the teeth, chew the spine and splash the eyeballs!
Because essentially,
Day of
he let Psycho take over, and because he let Psycho take over,
Yikes.
doesn't have any idea what's going on. And that seems like a self-evident statement to make.
Be so sadistic, so bloodthirsty, so.
And again, synchronicity happening between the sane and the Psycho. And you could argue it had more to do with a moment of practical necessity versus his other side just being insane and wanting to kill everything. And even the mission, like, some people missed it. Take a look at what the mission title was, the objective was a moment ago. It just said, find them, find them, find them, find them, find them, all in caps. I think next year, when I do Year of the Specialist, I'm going to use community patches. For the shits and giggles. Some of the bosses, from what I was hearing about it, the Redux mod takes away all the, except for the, like the Invincibles, takes away all of the, immunity phases, so you don't have to wait for them to come back around. You can just kill them at once. Ooh, 3. What do we got here? We have another lovable rogue. Aw, just a regular convergence. And another plus ultra.
Waited for it to go away. For someone else to save me. But that someone was you.
It was you.
Bring the broken doll.
I have to get out of here.
And you can tell at that point he's simply uncomfortable with what's going on. And that's kind of awesome.
Maybe
That's
I'll
realistic.
finally get a glimpse of who I was before this nightmare. Maybe now I can remember. Grab the mask.
The doll's face is protection.
It's gone. It's all gone. My past. My whole life.
Withered in the vein.
Oh, Krieg.
So, this is it? Just me and you against the world. Oh, man.
Pity the worms.
You know what? It's okay. Even if I've lost my past, once I'm out of here, I'll finally get a chance to forge my own future. I think we're done here.
Now, I want to say this. I know why they decided not to put in a 5th Vault Hunter. And it's going to sound like I'm just ragging on Gearbox, but I'm not. I think the goal was to test the engine with Borderlands 3. As we can tell, the engine works fantastic in Borderlands 3. And that is a big, good thing. Man, I'm being repetitive today. Because of that, what it means for us is that Wonderlands was probably going to always be coming out. And I actually appreciate that for what it
I
is.
guess I never thanked you for getting us out of the nightmare lab.
So, next week expect that. And I've talked about it a lot today. And once I finish this up today, which is going to take like another 10-15 minutes, I'm probably not going to be seen until next Friday. Or this coming Friday, rather. Golden Krieg. Hey, in a versus battle, who do you think wins? Golden Krieg or Golden Frieza? Whee! But without putting in a without putting in a DLC character, they had time to work on that that new project with Wonderlands. So I kind of understand why they did it. I'm not happy about it, but I think a fifth Vault Hunter would have been awesome. Just saying. Because you have plenty of options that you could have done. Anyone from the B team would have been fantastic.
Seeing a huge spike in neural activity in there, Vault Hunter. And these are the exact same brainwave patterns I've recorded in other psychos. We're onto something here.
Well, let's see what's inside. When my part of the deal is done,
Da, 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 da. And as I'm talking about Wonderlands, I get an email from GameStop saying, "Hey, Wonderland comes out next week." Yeah, I know. I think I'm very familiar with the content of Borderlands.
It appears that you have finally made it.
Valhalla! What is that? Do you feel that?
Rage! Just for shits and giggles. I'm not actually doing any type of
What is it?
splash
Are you
damage with
okay?
these weapons.
The butcher clears his throat.
it's burning. I can feel it everywhere. Something clawing at me. Something lives in here. And it's mad.
So there are 12 of these
Something very powerful is exerting itself upon
scattered around before we get into the boss fight.
for all these years. You must press
If you hit all 12 of them, you get an extra loot room
assuming
and all the time in the world to finish looting the actual chamber. I don't remember where all 12 are at. Come on.
This feeling. I know it. It's rage. Overpowering, all-consuming rage. I think it wants me.
Not on my watch.
Stones will not crush the little man.
Man.
He's protecting me. Listen, you have to keep going without us. You have to fight this thing. We'll join you if we can.
Eat the savagery out of your lungs.
Alright. It is time for Psycho Reaver. Qu'est-ce que c'est? Na 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 na. And the Pearl and Ineffable Knowledge. Is the only reason I'm able to just shoot. Oh, that's right. I was supposed to... It's been a while since I fought this boss, so... Oh, that counts as a kill. Awesome.
I am losing contact with you. Vault Hunter,
I can feel its power over this place weakening. But all its rage is focused on you now.
Whee! That's what you're supposed to do whenever it jumps up in the air. I was seeing if I could... I'd forgotten about it. I was just jumping, to be honest.
We'll do what we can to help.
Come on, spawn in for me. Shot in the face, and you're to blame. You give psychos a bad name.
Eat it, you big angry son of a bitch!
What you drop for me?
It's gone. You did it. Something's changing.
A rebound and another prompt critical.
That thing was holding this place together.
Ah, time slices the chorus and chaos becomes it.
He's right. It's falling apart. Go. Loot whatever you can before it fades.
Don't have to tell me twice.
Go. Quick. This place isn't going to be around for much longer.
Vault Hunter, I have successfully re-established contact, but the Vault Hola construct is falling apart. Quickly, collect anything you can.
The arrangement comes for the salted wound.
Yeah, you see up there where the sign is? Ooh, what do we get? Wagon wheel, not worth it. Where is it at? There's another one over here, I believe.
Hurry. You don't have much time left.
Tragedy smashes through the besieged.
I don't think I've ever actually completed this without having issues like that. Oh, that's right. I don't think you can get up there until you get the things. And then the... Yeah, because they're right there. It's not even guarded. I think if you could get up there, you can loot it without needing the time thing.
I get it now. That thing, it was everything in us that's
Rage and violence.
And it was
Reaching out
for
to me.
to change me, like it changed him. He was protecting me from this the whole time. He didn't want to lose me.
And that, by the way,
I am ready to
is how a lot
No,
of people feel when it comes to like hate watching.
we've been fighting over the script.
Is that they
were for so long.
they feel like
We forgot how to make
it's
anything new.
something that they must have. And occasionally I get like that. I will hate watch people for like 2 or 3 months and just lose interest all of a
Let's start
sudden.
right here, together.
But yeah, this border quest has been an amazing border quest. We're somewhere like 50, maybe 60 hours all together through the
have my most sincere thanks for taking on
through all of this. Next year, I don't know when we're going to do it, but we are going to do it next year. Thank you so much for being in here. Karma Killer, Sway Sway, Isol, Argati. There's been many more. Thank you so much for spending your time with me. What's going to happen next is this coming Friday, you're going to see me playing Wonderlands. I hope to see you there. Good morning, good afternoon, good night, whatever time of day it is for you, and may joy be to every last one of you.